Hi, I'm Sarah. I'm a healing fearful avoidant, mindset mastery coach, and hypnotherapist. And today I want to come to you with another video that was requested by one of my amazing viewers. I did a video a couple days ago on what the fearful avoidant would say if they could, but they won't because they can't, because they probably don't know they're fearful avoidant. And also they're not gonna let you be privy to what they're thinking inside, because that would be giving their power away, and that would be very scary. Well, today we're going to address what the dismissive avoidant would say if they could. I'm doing this totally off the cuff, guys, and I'm doing it from my own personal experience as a healing fearful avoidant who was inside of a relationship with somebody who I believe started off anxiously attached and then became a dismissive avoidant. All right, so let's dive right in. Hi, I'm a dismissive avoidant, and I'm going to come on really strong at the beginning of this relationship. In fact, I'm going to show up as your knight in shining armor, or maybe your damsel in distress, and you're going to feel like I'm the person that you've been looking for your entire life. I'm going to show up strong and stable and secure. In fact, I'm going to show up as if I'm securely attached in the beginning. I'm going to look like I have my shit together. I'm going to look like I can take care of you. I'm going to look like I know exactly what I want from this relationship. And I'm also going to look like I've healed from all of my previous relationships. But when you ask me specifically, hey, what did you do to heal from that relationship? I'm not really going to have an answer, because honestly, I don't really know, because I haven't actually introspected and done the work retroactively. I don't want to do a postmortem on those relationships because it's very painful for me to do that, because that would then require me to revisit my past, go over all of my wounding, the reasons why I am the way I am, and then maybe even have to contact that person and find some sort of closure, which, by the way, I've never actually found. I like to keep things superficial. And that means that you're never actually really going to get to know me. In fact, you're always going to feel like I'm sort of keeping you at arm's length. But it's going to be really confusing to you because you're not really going to know why you feel that way. In fact, I'm going to appear like the perfect partner. I'm going to take care of you. I might be financially, I might be able to be a provider. I'm going to make sure that there's air in your tires and gas in your car. I'm going to make sure there's money in the bank. I'm going to make sure there's food in the refrigerator and on the table. And I'm going to do all of those logical things. In fact, I'm going to perform acts of service because that's my love language. But when you ask for emotional closeness, I'm going to give you excuses, where I'm going to start off really hot and heavy in the beginning. We're going to have great sex, passionate sex. You're going to feel really close to me. You're going to feel like, wow, this is the best sex of my life. Over time, I'm going to start shutting you down in that department too. Why? Because it's fucking scary. Because the closer we get intimately and sexually and passionately, the closer we have to get emotionally. And every time we have a sexual encounter, you're demanding more and more of me. And I don't really know why, but that scares me. I don't even know why I make the excuses I do to myself, because I desire and crave sex and intimacy and closeness as much as you do, but it's never really been a safe place for me. So instead of feeling safe after we're intimate, I sort of just want my own space and want to push you away. So after sex, I might start saying, oh, I think I need to sleep in the other room, or I might just go out and watch TV and spend time by myself. And I might make up all these excuses as to why I think we should sleep in separate beds. I'm going to start making excuses up as to why I don't want to have sex with you. It might even show up as ED if I'm a man, and if I'm a woman, I'm just going to tell you I have a headache and I'm tired all of the time. And you're going to start to feel like this is you. You're going to start to feel undesirable, unattractive. You're going to start to question yourself. You're going to get angry and triggered. And I'm not going to be able to tell you why. In fact, I'm going to defend my position and tell you I've just been working really hard because I'm probably a workaholic too, whether I'm a man or a woman. And so I'm not going to be able to give you any real reasons. I'm going to feel totally justified and validated in my reasons, because what's happening is, by me pulling back sexually and emotionally, I'm just reinforcing those attachment wounds that I don't even know that I have, that being close to somebody is not safe. In fact, it's a very scary place to be. So the more that you push for emotional intimacy and closeness, or sexual intimacy and closeness, the more I'm going to push back. And you're going to start to feel more and more alone inside of this marriage and inside of this relationship, to the point where you may even start fantasizing about other people. You may even think about your exes, and you may go, or you may start to fantasize about how things were in the beginning, and you might start to question me, and I may just tell you, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, things aren't, things are different. Life has happened. Maybe you have kids now. There's pressure with kids. There's pressure with work. I'm going to come up with every excuse in the book to keep you at arm's length. This is going to create emotional distance, and that's going to make me feel safe. But this is no way to carry on a relationship or a marriage. And so over time, that marriage is going to disintegrate, because you can't have closeness. You can't have an actual relationship without true communication, without heart-opening conversations, without emotional closeness, and without physical intimacy. So this relationship is inevitably going to erode over time. And in fact, this is why all of my relationships ultimately fail, but I don't know it. I just know that everyone I get involved with, it just becomes toxic at the end. I'm gonna feel like you're making demands from me, and the more you demand from me to get close to you or to have more sex with you, the more I'm gonna push you away, and the more I'm gonna feel like I'm just not good enough. And then I'm just gonna feel self-defect. I'm gonna feel defective, and I'm gonna feel like I just can't make you happy or give you what you want. And then I may even go so far at the end of the relationship, when I'm pushing you away, to say, you know what, I just don't know how to be in a relationship. I just don't know how to be healthy. I just should be alone. And at the end, I'm gonna push you away, and I might even discard you in a pretty painful manner, or ghost you or disappear, and not be able to give you any explanation. And when you want to talk about things, I'm going to tell you, hey, I don't really want to do a postmortem on this relationship or this marriage, because it's much too painful for me to go there. And I've likely already shut down by the end so that I can protect myself. But let's go back to being in a relationship with me. So going back to being inside of a relationship with me as a dismissive avoidant, you're going to feel like your needs are taken care of, your logical needs, financially. I might cook for you. I might even do nice things, like when you have cramps, I might heat up a heating pad for you, or bring you tea, or bring you your favorite snack, or buy you deodorant when I'm out. I might do really nice things for you. And it's gonna be very confusing to you, because on the one hand, you're gonna feel close to me, and you're gonna feel like, wow, this person is such a catch. They're amazing. Look at all they do for me. But on the other hand, you're gonna feel like, but I can't quite reach in there and get to them. So you're gonna feel very conflicted and confused inside, because you're never quite gonna be able to reach me. There's this impenetrable wall, this force field that I have, that nobody is allowed to break through. You may be able to crack it just a little bit. In fact, you may be able to peel back and see what's inside, but once you see inside, that's gonna be very scary for me, and I'm gonna have to push you away even more after that. So every time we get close after the honeymoon period ends, I'm gonna have to push you away, and push you away to, again, keep you at arm's length. I can appear very cruel inside of the relationship. I can appear to be an asshole or a jerk. I can appear to be very stoic and cold. Calculated, cold, logical, those are the words that come to mind when people think of a dismissive avoidant. I don't know why I am this way. I just know that this is how I've always been, and I'm probably going to tell you that this is how it's always going to be. So in other words, you can either shut up and deal with it, because you're not going to change me, because I'm not going to change for anyone, because I'm hyper independent. I auto-regulate. I don't know how to co-regulate, which means when things get tough, I go and I choose to be by myself, and I sit in silence, and I might work a lot or tinker with things, but I'm gonna find ways and reasons to stay away from you as much as possible, because you're gonna hold me accountable the moment that I come home, and I'm gonna feel under pressure, and I'm gonna feel like I'm not good enough and I haven't done something wrong, thereby reinforcing the idea that I believe that I'm defective at my core. I truly believe that I'm defective at my core, and anybody who challenges that belief and actually sees me and loves me for who I am, well, that's gonna just feel like a slap in the face, because you're gonna be competing with my ego. You're gonna be competing with my limiting beliefs. And again, I'm gonna have to push you away. So you really can't win with me, because you're either going to be very exasperated by my actions and by my inability to really truly connect, or you're gonna try to connect. You're gonna try to be the one that saves me from myself, and I'm just gonna push you away harder and faster than anybody else, because I feel like I am deeply defective and deeply wounded at my core, and I also feel like I'm deeply flawed. And so why would anybody choose to love me? I hope this helps you understand me as a dismissive avoidant. I hope that this has given some of you out there a deeper understanding of your loved one, of your partner, if you feel like they're the dismissive avoidant, or perhaps you feel like you're the dismissive avoidant inside of the relationship. And if you are, this could be sort of that aha wake up call, like, wow, you know, there's work to do. Perhaps I have this attachment wound that I need to work on so that I can have a better understanding of myself. Guys, it all goes back to childhood. It all goes back to feeling unsafe and not secure in our childhood, okay? There are people who had secure parents and then therefore they became securely attached. Those people can become insecurely attached inside of a relationship if they get involved with someone who's insecurely attached. But typically we will attract what we are. So if we are insecurely attached, typically we're going to attract somebody who's also insecurely attached. And none of the insecure attachments are a walk in the park to be in relationships with each other, whether it's an anxious attachment with a dismissive avoidant, a fearful avoidant, and a dismissive avoidant. None of those combinations are good. In fact, they're pretty lethal to the longevity of a relationship. But the more we know about ourselves and the more we understand about the people that we love, whether it's a romantic partner, a friend, or a family member, or even a colleague, then the better off we're all gonna be, because the more you can understand yourself and your motivations and what inspires you to be the way you are, you're going to be able to show up differently to other people in this world, and that's going to make the world a better place. And that's really what I'm here to do, is inspire people to look deeper within, to really gain a better understanding of self. If you'd like to work with me, my information is in the description box below. My website is coming soon. I would love to work with you one-on-one and help you reach a state of deeper inner peace and deeper self-understanding. Take care.